Hi everyone, my name is Nuria and this is my student journey. And for today's video, I'm going to show you how to draft your first basic skirt pattern. As always, some disclaimers. Disclaimer number one is sometimes there might be an error in the video and I didn't see it and I cannot fix it anymore because the video is out. So what I'm going to do is, if that happens, I'm going to leave the updated measurement down below in the description. And if you want to be 100% sure, I always fix all these problems or all these errors on my website. And if you want to follow the instructions from my website, those are always correct. Or as soon as I know the error, I fix it there. Disclaimer number two is that you should always make a prototype before cutting into the real fabric. And the reason is that this blog is based sometimes on standard measurements and we all have different bodies. So let's make sure it's perfect for your body before you cut into the real fabric. Disclaimer number three, and it's really similar to disclaimer number two, is that I'm going to show you how to make this pattern with 2 darts at the front and 2 darts at the back. This is not always necessary for every body shape. My body shape, for example, I do not have darts at the front, but I'm going to show you how to do 2 darts at the front and then you can modify it however you want. But that's why I say it's very important to make the prototype, because you might need 2 darts, you might need 1, you might need 0, who knows. But now that we know all this, let's look at the measurements we're going to need. Okay, so to take the measurements, the first thing you need to do is wear the underwear that you would wear below your skirt. In this case, I'm wearing this, but it's better if you wear something that doesn't restrict your body or doesn't change your body proportions. The first measurement we're going to need is our waist circumference. The waist is right below your rib cage and it's normally the thinnest part of your body. So you measure just around your waist. The second measurement we're going to need is your hip circumference, and the hip circumference goes on the widest part of your body. Sometimes the widest part of your body is not around your hip bone and it's a little bit below or a little bit above, but it's important that you always measure right where you have the widest part of your body. So around the circumference. And one thing to note is that if you have a prominent ass, another thing you can do to be more precise is just measure the front and back arches separately. So you would go from side to side of your hip, and then this would be your front arch. And then you could do the same for the back, and you would go from side to side, and you would have the back arch. This is important if there is a lot of difference between the front and the back. But if you don't want to do that, it's fine. You'll be able to correct it later on the prototyping phase. Then the next measurement we're going to need is a vertical one. We're going to measure from where we measured the waist circumference to where we measured the hip circumference. So just a straight line on the side of your body. And the final measurement is going to be the length of your skirt. And it's going to be from where you measured your waistline to wherever you want your skirt to be. It's very easy to make your skirt longer or shorter, so it's not very important. Normally I draft it short, and then if you just want to make it longer, you just continue that straight line. Another important thing is that we measure the circumference of our waist where our waist is. And this is important because I'm going to draft this pattern on the natural waist, but don't worry, I'm going to show you later on another video how to modify that waistline to make it high-waisted, so just below your bust, or how to make it low waistline. But now that you have all this information, let's get into the drafting. Step number one is building the structure of our skirt foundation. We start at the top left and mark 0. From 0, we mark down the skirt length measurement, and that's point 1. From 1, we draw a line to the right that's half the hip circumference plus 1.5 centimeters. Finish drawing the rectangle and mark point 3. Divide the structure halfway from line 0 to 1 plus 0.75 centimeters. The front is on the right and the back is on the left. If you took the hip arch measurements, use those instead. Once the main structure is ready, let's draw the main lines that will define the shape of the skirt. The line 0 to 3 is the waistline. From 0 down, mark the hip line using the waist to hip measurement. This is point number 4. Extend the line to the other side and mark 5 and 6. This will be the hip line, and line 1 to 2 is the hemline. The next step is to draw the waist. For that, we'll need to make some assumptions about the darts. The darts are a way to create rounder shapes in the pattern. Everybody will need different measurements, and the rules are 1, darts should be maximum 3 centimeters wide, and after that you should divide them by 2. The second thing is that 2 darts are used for larger hips and a small waist, and 1 dart for more rectangular bodies. And then as a standard measurement, and what we're going to use today, is 1 dart of 2.5 centimeters for the front and 2 darts of 2 centimeters each for the back. Now that we know this rule, let's mark the waist. From 0 to the right, mark point number 7 at the distance 1/4 of the waist circumference plus the total dart measurement, in this case 4 centimeters, and an optional 0.5 centimeters east if you prefer a snug fit. Do the same for the front, mark point 8 from point 3 to the left using the measurement 1/4 of the waist circumference plus the total dart measurement, in this case 2.5 centimeters, plus the optional 0.5 centimeter east if you want. As explained before, darts will depend on your body, and this is the standard way of drawing them, but use the ones that suit you best. To position the darts, divide both front and back waistlines in 3 parts. On the back side, the left on the drawing, we'll draw 2 darts of 2 centimeters each, 1 on each division. The first one is 14 centimeters long and the second one is 13 centimeters long. On the front side, right on the drawing, we'll draw 1 dart on the first division of 2.5 centimeters width and 12 centimeters long. The basic skirt foundation has a straight leg line. To finish the pattern, just draw straight lines from 0 to 1, from 3 to 2, and from 5 down. And to finish the pattern, draw the hip curves. So for the back, join points 5 and 7 with a slight curve, and do the same for 5 to 8, which is the front. And just like that, you have your skirt pattern. And just like that, your skirt block pattern is ready. Make the prototype, fix all the issues, and from there you can create any design you've ever dreamed of. And it's your lucky day because skirts are one of the easiest patterns to fix. And also don't forget to mark all your notches. And this one is very easy because you only have the hip line. So don't forget to mark that 1 notch, okay? But that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.